and produced a photo book that he entitled South Africa at Liberty. The book is the latest and final edition in a series of photography books published by Africalia and outlines work from phenomenal Sub-Saharan African photographers. One Morning Live sat down with Yasser ahead of his Joburg Book Launch in Joburg. Let's take a look.
I was born and bred in the Boerkaap, which is a small community on the slopes of Signal Hill, in the City Bowl in Cape Town, in the 70s. I schooled in the city. I went to primary school, high school. I did a couple of years at university, but wasn't very successful at that. But I also got my first camera from my father at the age of 17. And, that's when I started taking photographs. So that makes it almost 24 years now. The first roll of film that I ever exposed was something that I shot in the Boerkaap, because where I lived and just above where I stayed, there was a little forest, on the higher slopes of Signal Hill, and that was our playground as kids. So that was the first place I went to with my new toy, and I took photographs of the trees and the plants and the flowers, and then I looked back at the city and I snapped one of sunrise over Cape Town. And interestingly enough, that's one of the photographs that made it to the book, literally from my first roll of film. And I remember when I got the photographs back, it was almost like magic, I suppose, in one way or another. Encouraged me to point my lens, as it were, to people from different socio-economic backgrounds, just people that I meet on the street, the homeless people, the street kids, and then also, family and friends. So I think in terms of how I relate to people in general and how that comes through in my photography, I think my background, as it were, was pretty important. South Africa at Liberty, the book in itself is the final book in a series of photography books that was published by Africalia, and they are a art foundation based in Belgium. As far as the book is concerned, it was really a wonderful opportunity to be part of a series of, I think, really important photography books from the African continent, and strictly on Sub-Saharan photographers. And I don't think a collection like this exists. I mean, you find books on African photography and African photographers, but as a series, I think this is the first. And the countries that they covered in the series are, in no specific order, but I know there's a book on Ethiopia, on Burundi, on DRC Congo, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and then this is the book that they published on South Africa. What was going through my mind when I was editing images for the book, when I was pulling photographs, was I wanted to do something that would be a gift to South Africa. I wanted to do a book that would resonate with South Africans. I wanted it to be, in a way, my gift to the country that I was born and raised in. And so, I wanted it to be something that honored the people of this country. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the situations that I photographed were all positive and rosy. But for me, what honoring this country means is honoring her people. If you want to be a photographer, take pictures. That's your language, and that's the language that you need to learn the grammar for. That's the language that you need to develop the vocabulary for. And for me, most importantly, that's the language with which you are going to express who you are as an individual and what makes you different from other people and other photographers.